I definitely noticed the difference between the way I'm treated when I speak out on anything versus the way a white male is treated when I speak out on anything. But I think what happens here is I start trying to engage people in the conversation about the irony surrounding your being upset at me versus not being upset at Donald Trump or something, you know?
It's a hold up. Keep them pies hot, nigga. Pack the heater in the holster, slip the clip and then pop it. They tried to G me on the quota. I could picture you noggin, rocking you peasy on the corner. I stretch it with.
I think everyone in this first world society, be it like the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, whatever, just this like first world society, there's this great group of, or I guess, whether it's happening consciously or subconsciously, there's this expectancy to adhere to white socio-normative behavior.
Right.
And that white socio-normative behavior is 100% engineered and pioneered and carried on by the white men who have for centuries conquered the entire world. You know, so everyone in the world is like looking at themselves through this white critical gaze. Or trying to come from beyond it, you know? And it's not necessarily a black issue so much as it is just like an everybody versus the white male issue, you know? Even white women have, you know, issues with white socio-normative behaviors, you know, because within those parameters, it's pretty much like white male socio-normative behavior, you know? One thing that society doesn't realize is that all of their aggressions are being micromanaged through these like news articles and like, you know, blogs and all kinds of things like that. So if they take me and make me the villain, so if I'm the villain of the entertainment industry or one of the villains of the entertainment industry for the next 20 years, that's just a part of their micromanaging your aggressions. You know, everyone is just like, oh, I only hear about you when you're in drama. It's like, no, it's what's happening is either you're only looking for me because you like the drama, right? So you're addicted to negativity, or you know, the media is only posting the negative things about me so that you stay addicted to negativity. And you know, I've basically been used as a pawn in society's programming, in society, in the powers that be trying to program society, you know? So if there is like this kind of pyramid, right, where at the bottom there are brown and black workers, even though we're not calling them slaves, they're pretty much still slaves, you know? Where they're like brown and black workers, and then there's a middle class and whatever, and then there's an upper crust. You know, if that is the scheme, because it is the scheme, America has and always will be, America has and always will rest on a systematically oppressed underclass, you know. First it was the Negroes, and now that we won't work for free, it's the Latinos, you know. So in order to keep America going, there has to be somebody on the bottom. No doubts about it. And for a very, very long time, it didn't matter what a middle class white, you know, you could be like a mediocre middle class white person. It didn't matter so long as you knew that you were better than this like black billionaire or black millionaire, you know? So long as like the middle class American family in the 60s felt that they were better than somebody like Muhammad Ali just because they are white, you know, then it keeps that system, it keeps that systematic oppression going, you know? But little do you know, all of the people who are like really kind of like adhering to like the fanatic parts of that kind of ideology are poor as fuck. You know, they're poor and white. So it's like, if you can get the poorest white person to feel like he is somehow always better than the richest black man, and you can keep that system going, that system of ideology going, you know, no matter how you twist the story, so long as you can keep that set, then you have success within, you know, the American structure or whatever. So yeah, my treatment is really just a microcosm of a macrocosm. It's programming. If we can keep these Black people disenfranchised for whatever reason, you know, if we can say this person has herpes and we can say Azealia Banks is the type of Black woman who's mentally ill and society doesn't need her, and like even with like, you know, the Skai Jackson thing, you know what I mean? That was like purposefully done to like juxtapose the two of us against each other, you know? And then the very next day, Skai Jackson's like posting pictures of church and all kind of shit like that, you know what I mean? It's like, here's the Black woman that society that society says is good. And this is an example of a Black woman that society doesn't need. So they'll try and put this story like, don't end up like Azealia Banks. But, you know, and they try and like paint this narrative that's like so dire. But in all honesty, I just like performed a dope ass show, you know? I'm doing like so many dope things all the time.